order in the world. And inshallah this week we'll be listening to the feedbacks of his talk. Mr. Hugo Salinas Price will also conclude his previous talk that is on silver dirham in Malaysia. But before that, let us watch the first season special episode with Tun Dr. Mahathir on gold dinar usage in the international transaction.
Basically, when you talk about the gold dinar, there's a saying, one ummah, one currency. Though not many of your political initiatives had the support from both sides of the political divide, the introduction of the gold dinar had the support of the opposition mainly passed. Datuk Nik Aziz and Hadi Awang were both MPs when you made your speech, gave their support. Apart from minting the first dinar in Malaysia and creating intellectual discourse before you left office in 2003, no further development took place at the federal level. Did you drop the ball, so to speak?
Well, I think they do not really understand the purpose of the gold dinar.
When you say they, who are you referring to?
Well, Aziz or Hadi and the leaders in Kelantan, they did not really understand the gold dinar. They thought that it's going to be like the ringgit, like a local currency. Instead of using this paper currency, you use gold. But that would be a very big mistake. If you use gold, people will take the gold, but they will not use it in their transaction. They will keep the gold because over time, gold will appreciate in value. So if you have a ringgit in paper money, and you buy 1 ringgit worth of gold, then you keep that gold, the gold will appreciate in value over time. But if you receive ringgit, the ringgit will actually depreciate in value. So the gold dinar that I was talking about is not for local usage, not to be a local currency. It is to be a currency for the settlement of trade.
Your argument will be that gold dinar will be a currency for the settlement of trade. If we flashback during the time of the Prophet, our Prophet used 6 types of currency, and even then there's the dinar, the dirham, and the fulus. Of course, I agree with you that we use dinar as a currency for international trade settlement, but why can't we use dirham as our internal currency?
Well, if you use dirham in the form of gold coins or in the form of coins, silver coin, again the silver value will appreciate. So people gaining access to this coin would not want to part with it because if he keeps it, the value would increase. So what will happen as happened in Kelantan when they issued the gold dinar? People took the gold dinar and kept it as savings, and they continued to use the paper money because paper money can depreciate, can appreciate, but gold is something that is a savings which has value all the time. Most probably it will appreciate.
Then again, Kelantan minted the first version 3 years after you minted the gold dinar in 2006. But when they first minted the gold dinar, it was just gold dinar. Fast forward about 4 years, in 2010, they minted the second version of the dinar, both the dinar and the silver dirham. And with that, they started to transact basically the silver dirham. Even in Malaysia, I mean, you were born in 1925, right? In 1924, the last silver ringgit was minted. I mean, I have, this is our silver ringgit. If you see in Jawi, you can see 1 ringgit. So, historically, even in Malaysia, before we were given these IOU notes by the colonial masters, we were using silver or gold for that matter for our currency. Why can't we return to that system? Because when the colonial masters came and gave us IOU notes and said our ship might be coming later, you take this note, you can go to Penang or Singapore and get the silver. I mean, that was how we were caught into using paper money. So historically, Malaysia, and even in your state of Kedah, they use bank. Kelantan, they use dinar matahari. Why can't we revert back to that history in the usage of the dinar and dirham?
Well, for example, if this is worth how much is this? $1?
That is
Yes,
it's Satu ringgit.
Today it was much more. As silver,
Yes.
this amount of silver is worth much more. So if you use this, people will tend to keep this, because in future this will be worth much more. At the same time, of course, the paper money will actually depreciate. So you use paper money to transact, because then you don't keep the paper money. But on the other hand, if you use the paper money to buy this, in 10 years' time, until now, for example, you would have saved quite a lot of money. And people use this as decoration, as pound. They use this for their kusang and things like that. The same happens to gold. So gold as a local currency, or silver, precious metal as a local currency, is really not going to function the way currency works, because the value of the gold or the silver will always appreciate, and people will tend to keep that and use paper money instead. That is why now we are using paper money. Although we know they have silver coins and gold coins before, but by now all the silver coins and gold coins would have been hoarded, and when they need the money, they can sell that at a much higher value than the printed value on the coin.
The trend in Malaysia is to relate with the dinar for gold and the dirham for silver. But there have been linkages between this and because Malaysia being a majority Muslim country, to relate it to our beliefs. So what you are saying is that this is not just a religious issue, right? But this is also a universal mechanism that can be adopted by any faith, any nationality,
Absolutely.
any country.
Absolutely.
So it's not just a religious issue.
No,
Am I right?
it helps in this country that it is a religious issue, that the Sharia law favors silver and gold, so that is helpful. But it's not necessary. Mexico is mainly a Catholic country, and I'm proposing exactly the same thing. Because human needs are the same needs. We have the same needs. We need a currency that is honest, that keeps its value over time, and that is not subject to the manipulation of another human being. No, that is unnatural. We need a reference to the real world through a real money.